Big goals can feel like a lonely place sometimes, almost like we're a big fish in a small pond. We go through every day tunnel visioned with the blinkers on, so focused to accomplish what we set out to achieve, then when we hit a wall and turn around, there's no one there. But only if you let it. Because this is where most lads go wrong with their physique journey. Whether that's dropping body fat, whether that's building muscle or maintaining performance in the gym, they always start off with the right intention. Highly motivated, ready to go. They put all their effort in, but then shit hits the fan. That all or nothing mentality then becomes a nothing mentality. They lose momentum, they lose energy, they lose progress, and they lose momentum. This is why setting up your support network and your environment massively helps with a success of a physique journey, such as this. I'm setting up my training environment by having a black coffee. Now, I am actually getting fed up with black coffee now, so I did go to Starbucks and put 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla syrup in it, which is making this so much more easier to get down. But it did fuck my order up. For once, they actually spelt my they spelt my name wrong. So I'll take that back. They spelt my name wrong and they got the wrong order. But I'm one of those people that just really cannot be asked to like complain about stuff. It causes more hassle than it's worth. I have to like wait for my coffee longer. It then pisses them off because they've also fucked my order up and then they have to make a new one or chuck it away. So I'm not one of those people that do that. But this sets up my environment for training mainly because a leg day without caffeine is like the worst combination possible because it's already the hardest session of the week. I only have 1 leg day in my training split at the moment and it's just quads and also a bit of triceps, and you've got to include the calves in there too. But it makes the session so much more easier. But also where I'm sat at the moment, the view is absolutely amazing. Like the sea is in the background, the sun is out. Although I have got my hat on because I'm on prep and I'm still fucking freezing, it brings much more of a positivity. So I'm going into the session not stressed out. Like I had a pool day the other day and I went in all guns blazing. I was really, really hyped up for the session and I was doing a 140 deadlift still. Did the first couple of warm-up sets and I thought this feels really, really heavy. Now bearing in mind I am like 5 to 7 kilos below my pre-prep weight. So it's going to start feeling a bit heavier because the percentage of weight is now greater. But the previous week before I'm only like 0.5 lighter. So like I felt like it was going to be a good session. Did the first couple of warm-up sets and yeah, like I was absolutely wiped out. So sitting here now is bringing me in a less stressful state. It's bringing down my allostatic load, getting a bit of sun on my face because I'm such an albinoed person. And it means, yeah, I'm just going to have a really good session. And it's going to set up the day in a perfect way. Now, if I didn't strive to improve in my environment and focusing on this during this prep, I would be leaving everything up to chance, and that's a chance I'm not willing to take. Because those chances are going to be the things that stop me from bringing my best physique to stage in 12 weeks' time. And it's just going to bring me a heap of disappointment in myself that I didn't quite get to that position I wanted to get to. This is why I've got people in my corner. My girlfriend for support in and around the house, my nutrition. She supports me every single day of my life and I'm really, really grateful for that. I've got my best mate who lives with me, who's also a trainer himself, which is fantastic. I know obviously not everyone's gonna be lucky enough to have that, but it's great to have someone in there that understands what it's like to also diet too and also go through that same process. So he can give me that bit of support and reassurance in the sense of like if I'm questioning myself about something, he's there to give me that support. And also my coach as well and my posing coach, both people that I look up to in the industry, who I admire for their work, their experience, their service, who are there to hold me accountable for the times when I really, really don't want to feel like doing it, which majority of the time is around cardio. Don't want to do my cardio, but I got to get it done to make sure that in 12 weeks time, I'm in the best shape of my life. Gonna tuck into my pre-workout meal, which is, as always, is yogurt, dark cherries, kiwi with the skin on. And you might be grossed out by that, but skin on kiwi is actually very good for fiber. So if you are in a dieting phase, 100% recommend it, especially with like a bit of granola and 85% dark chocolate for the win. And if you haven't watched my last video, you'll understand that 85% dark chocolate is the king. And if you're not eating this, then who even are you? That was a very good session, although the hat squats did feel very heavy. And like I said earlier, like now I'm lighter, everything will feel a bit heavier. And in hindsight, when I watched the video back of myself, reviewing my own form, I probably did move it a little bit too quick. So I will stick on this weight for as long as I need to, as long as I can. So I don't want to be dropping reps, I don't want to be dropping weight, especially in prep, because that's what's going to retain muscle tissue. And something I've started to realize as well, like having trained for so long now in my journey, you will have more bad sessions than good. And it's a case of just milking those really good sessions and getting through those hard sessions, because that's where your physique is going to develop the most. If you just go into those sessions or you get into a session, it's really, really tough, and you don't put as much effort in, that's maybe why your physique isn't changing as much. So treat every session no different. One session might feel harder than the other, but that's just the standard part of it. And this is why it's really, really important to set up your training environment for the goal that you have. And with me being in prep, that is super important. Now, obviously I don't have the luxury of training in a decent gym. Unfortunately, I have to train in the mecca of all circuses, Pure Gym, or I guess Planet Fitness alternative in the UK, because I'm a little bit of a cheapskate and rely on my girlfriend to drive, but I will be doing lessons at some point because it does give me a little bit more freedom to train elsewhere and have a better environment. But that doesn't mean I can't make that environment how I want it to be suited. Putting on some music that you jam to, or you can get hyped to, or get aggressive with. So for me today, it was a bit of jungle to start off with, and then I switched to heavy metal, which is my usual go-to in the hack squats, in the leg presses, and the calf press, because you want that aggression for the calf press, seriously, because otherwise you're not going to grow your calves. And obviously wearing specific types of clothing as well. Like sometimes I'll wear like baggy tops on pull days because it makes me feel a little bit more superior, it makes me feel bigger. Sometimes I'll wear it on leg days. At the moment, because I'm getting leaner, I want to be wearing tighter clothes so I can see new lines coming through, new shreds coming through, and it gets me that motivation to push harder in every single set, especially on the leg extension, because that is a very, very good one to see your legs working and knowing that the dieting, the hard work, the effort is actually working and getting you leaner for stage, or in my case, getting me leaner for stage. Absolute stallion. And we are back. Short little brisk dog walk, looking after our friend's little Shih Tzu for 1.5 days. His name is Teddy. Cute little adorable thing. I absolutely love dogs. I really want to get a sausage dog. Really, really want to get one. Although last time he took a piss on our floor, which wasn't so great, and at least it wasn't a shit, because that also would have been great, because we're living in a rented place, not our own, so we would have gotten big shit for that, pun intended. But when you're going through your steps, I find it really important to go to places that you feel inspired. So for me, like going into Central Park as the sun's coming down makes my steps so much more easier to do. Plus, bonus, you have a dog, get out and take your dog out for a walk, like what you're playing at. But also, like if you're going on a treadmill, I find it very methodonous, if that's the word. Just, you know, you're staring at probably some person doing an exercise wrong in front of you. If you find it interesting, absolutely fine. But I love getting outside. I love even if it's raining, getting outside, umbrella, listening to the raindrops on the umbrella, it just makes it so much better to do. Obviously, if it's like Baltic outside or like absolutely freezing and there's snow on the ground, I probably wouldn't expect you to go and get some steps in, right? But it's kind of the objective, like getting out, getting moving, changing up your environment massively makes things easier and your goals easier. And obviously having that massive support network. Like big goals are a lonely place, and without that support network there and going at it alone, you'll hit a point where you hit that wall and you won't want to break past it and you'll give up, and then before you know it, you've only got halfway there. This is why a lot of the time many guys will only lose 5 kilos. They'll go at it alone, they'll lose the first 5 kilos before the summer, they're feeling great, they're feeling a bit more confident, but they've probably got another 5-10 kilos to lose on top of that to really be in elite level shape. So if you've enjoyed today's vlog, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, because I'm 11 weeks out from my first ever bodybuilding show of the season. As you can tell, the fucking cheekbones are making an appearance, which is crazy. I'm about 1 kilo up from my photo shoot condition that I was in a 1.5 years ago. And I'll put the 2 photos on at the moment from my previous progress photos and my photo shoot photos. Massive changes, more muscle, leaner, and more density in my muscle too, which means I've had a really successful growing season, off season, whatever you want to call it. And I'm really, really excited for the next couple of weeks, 11 weeks, to showcase my journey to the stage and beyond. Hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you in the next one.